So why don't you introduce yourself, your name, title, and tell us a little bit about Chartbeat.
So my name's Kat, and I head up HR and recruiting at Chartbeat. I suppose official title is head of talent. And in terms of what my company does, we basically measure and monetize attention on the internet, which I promise is really interesting.
Awesome. Now you were the first in your role, first in recruiting or first?
First in anything people related.
Tell us how that felt and what you did to succeed in that position.
It feels lonely, you know. I think I've had the chance to scale and kind of build up about 3 different companies now, Chartbeat included. And when you first start in that role, it definitely is a position where you really kind of have to know what you're doing, and you need to start building those relationships before you go and hire. What I found as somebody that's incredibly type A is that it is hard to pause for a second and to fully absorb and understand your environment, and I think that it's incredibly valuable as far as just understanding the type of company that you want to build and the type of people that you want to hire. You can't do that if you go. So in my role, it's been a really kind of interesting learning experience.
Tell us, what would you say to a recruiter as they're just starting out in a company and they're maybe first to their role, in terms of why it's important to build those partnerships first before you hit the ground running?
If you're first in your role at a very young company with lots of young executives and first-time managers, it's important to sit down and pause and build those partnerships, because that level of trust enables you to be successful in the future. And for me, I have found that building that strong hiring culture is irreplaceable, especially if you are solo ship HR and recruiting. It's hard enough to manage 20 different open recs all at once, but if you really do feel like hiring is on your shoulders alone and not on the shoulders of the leadership team and the other hiring managers that you have, it will be the type of position that I think in the short term will make you very unhappy. Yeah, so we've built a really strong hiring culture at Chartbeat, and the intentional partnerships that I've built have made it so that you're not twisting anyone's arm to interview anybody. People understand that there may be fatigue involved, but they respect that. They know that the job is not easy. In a specific instance, our front-end engineers, which are some of our most valued talent, they actually went and redid their kind of interview process themselves. You know, we found things that we could improve, but they did it kind of very proactively, and I think that if you build that right type of mentality at a company, it doesn't feel so lonely, and you do get results, and you get it in a way that's collaborative versus top down.
And I would imagine there's more authenticity when you get the buy-in from the hiring managers. And how do you partner with hiring managers? What advice would you share in terms of building that rapport, that two-way street?
As far as advice for partnering with hiring managers, I think you just have to be on the same page, right? So in opening new requisitions, be very detailed about it. The funny thing about hiring top talent is you can't hire top talent if you don't actually know what you're looking for. And so with hiring managers, my first kind of, I suppose, advice to anybody is to take it a little slow and really understand what value this new team member is going to bring to their existing team and where they have gaps, because when you understand that comprehensively, you can support them really well. And it's a partnership. It's never, I think the interesting thing is that it's never they're telling you what to do, it's that we are working towards a goal together. For any recruiter, if it's your first time doing this, your second time doing this, my biggest piece of advice is to be flexible, especially when you work at a startup. Things don't always go your way. It is chaotic all the time, and needs will change, and you have to adapt to that. And you need to feel confident in your abilities to deliver for the company, because when you doubt, you're not a good advocate. And you have to be one of the strongest advocates for your company.